Good afternoon and welcome back to the garden. Now the cold weather has been and gone. Believe me, it's quite awful. Quite a bit of snow, some very bad winds and frost. But we got through it and the plants have got through it, so everything's alright. Now the season is moving on a little and the tomatoes, because of the cold weather, I kept them in the propagator. I've had them in and out for a few days of the prop, so they're slightly hardened up. But I'm going to have to pop these up because they're far too big now. Now the sungold, what we're going to pop this afternoon, and then I've got quite a few seed to put in, but we might do that later in the week, but we'll go through it with you and show you what we do. Here they are, look, as you can see they're quite big. Now because of the size of them, it's no problem potting them up. The ones I did about a week ago now, these are the San Lorenzo that were getting very big as these, and I potted them into 10 cells, but I think these need to go into pots. Now I'm going to pop them into these because they're nice and deep and plenty of room. I shall use this dibbler first to make quite a hole, and I do it in the tray because I think there'll be quite a bit of compost waste in. Just normal compost with a bit of perlite in it, no feed, only the feed that was in the compost. Now I have another stick to divide them out. The best way to do these is to take them out of the tray, and let's have a look what we got. Got to be a bit careful here. They're nice and wet. They have been well watered over the last day or two in preparation of doing this. Take that dirty tray, that'll have to be washed now and reused. And we'll put the name to one side while we do it. And we just loosen them, and then we'll start taking them off. Gently as you can, try not to break any of these long roots. And think that, yeah, so we'll just try that a little bit deeper. And in she goes. Gently down. Take it round, gently press round it, not too tight. And then we'll pop them in that soak tray so the water fills up from the bottom. They'll be fine. Let's get on with one or two then. Plenty of room down there. And you can put them quite deep. The actual, I'll show you on this one when we get one. Just be careful lifting them. When they're actually in, those roots there, this stem here will root right up to the surface of the compost. So if they're in nice and deep, you'll actually get extra roots. But do be careful not to damage too many roots. You see that leaf there, look, it's a bit damaged, so let's take that off. And then in it goes. We'll do one or two with you. We'll try and get some of these big tall ones, see if we can get those in. Nice big hole for it. It's beautiful and sunny in here. I don't know what's the temperature. It's 27 degrees in here now. It's very, very hot. But these tomatoes will love this heat. And like I've told you before, all the heat is going into these walls. The walls feel quite warm now. And then when the sun goes down, the heat will come back. Now these, there you are, look, that was quite a tall tomato and it's in there nicely. Now at night, or when the sun goes down late afternoon, it's not night when I do it actually. As the sun starts to go down and it starts to cool, I come down and I shall fleece this down. I put like 2 light fleeces on it first, and then if it's going to be a frosty night, -1, -2 or something like that, I put the heavy duty fleeces on. I'll just show you the fleeces. This is your normal fleece. So I usually cover with 2 layers of that. What I do, I cut it into squares like this so it's easier to put on. If you try and do it in one long length, you'll find yourself with all sorts. And I try my best not to get it dirty, although it's almost impossible. Fold it up. And then, now this, as you can see, it's a bit dirty because it's in its 2nd or 3rd year now. This is the heavier fleece. As you can see, you can hardly see through this one. That's heavier fleece that I'll put on top of the light fleece over these seedlings at night. And then if it's going to be a real big frost, 1, 2, 3, something like that, over the top of the lot, so this will be 3 layers, I've put this woven fleece. Now this is classed as the heavy duty fleece, and it really does work, this does, it really does keep the frosts off. But as you can see, with it being a bit dirty, it's been going a few years, so it's well worth buying them. Where the lighter ones tend to tear a little easier than these, but this seems to go on forever, and I have them in lengths that I can cope with. It's no good having them too long. I'll never get them on because you've also got to think you don't want to damage your plants while you're doing it. Now back to potting. That's what I do at night, well, late afternoon. If I come down at night with the torch, head torch, to do it, that means I'd forgotten and had to come down. So here we go then. Try and move it round, right? Don't push it down, or else you'll finish up with a quite hard pad at the bottom and never get them to grow through it. And then just gently tease them out. It's best not to, if you can help it, to get these roots damaged, because once you damage like these little tiny roots at the bottom, they don't actually grow again. They have to wait till more roots grow down. Put them in nice and deep, and then just stand him up, gently press around. That's him. Let's do 2 more, that'll make half a dozen done. It's best to do it in the tray actually, because if you get a lot of compost down there, you're not wasting it. Same again, look. Just try to get as much as you can, and then down it goes. One more then. Let's do this one. And I shall finish these today, and I think there's 1 or 2 more up there to do. I think the onions are getting ready for being potted as well. Right, now you can see how not tight this is now, so we need to get in there and loosen it a bit. Just loosen it with your fingers if you like. There it is, look. Lovely that, and you can see the new roots at the side already. And just tighten it up, that'll be fine. Right, now I'll finish this tray. I think there's only 12 of these in the tray because they're bigger pots. So I'll finish those and then I'll come back to you and have a look at the seed. Now that's those sungold potted. I've got them in 2 soak trays, and then we'll grow them in the mushroom trays. I get 12 in each mushroom tray. So I'll just split them into 2 trays so they stay together. Failing that, I'd have to put a label in every one. Now the onions, we'll show you how we've got some up here. And the they're coming all right. They grew well in the propagator. They've been down here for 3 weeks now. They're just about ready for me to pot up. A few there just starting to come through. There are a few Brussels sprouts. They're actually germinated in here, and they're still germinating, so we'll leave those till they all get up. When I was looking at my onions, as you do, I was beginning to worry now, have I got enough? Have I got enough? So while we was in town last week, I saw some onion sets, and I thought, well, have I got enough? I don't know. So I bought a little bag of onion sets, and the label just said red. So we don't know what they are, they're just red. Now I popped them in these trays. There's only 40, but we've got them. I had a few left and I put those in this morning to get rid of them actually, but they are beginning to root down. We'll see how they perform. They should be alright, but they're the reds. Now the broad beans are beginning to lift a bit of compost. I don't know if they're through yet. They'll another week and they should be up, but you can see they're beginning to lift, but there's no rush. Now, as you know, time is getting on. Middle of March, April, you want to have all your seeds in, ready for the season. So I'm going to put some seeds in now. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll do them later in the week with you so you can see what we're putting in, but we'll show you now. Now, these are some of the seeds I'll be putting in next week. Now, I'm going to put a few celery in, but I will hopefully later on do another celery set, so there's a follower on. The spring onion guardsmen, I set those in a 10-cell tray in little groups, then pop them out there. They always do well. And this year I'm doing the North Holland Blood Red to go as a complement to the guardsmen. And also we always do Little Gem. We can cope with those and they grow well here, so we'll grow those. Parsnip, they will actually be put in the ground. We'll do it with you next Wednesday, I think. We'll put those straight in. We'll put them in thick because the germination could be all over the place with parsnips, and then thin them down from then on. Celeriac, we like celeriac, but you need to get in early to get the size on the bulb at the end of the season. Kohlrabi, they're good in your salads and in the coleslaw, so we'll get those going as well. Now that's the tomatoes potted up. Don't forget, if they get a bit tall, it doesn't matter to put them deeper. They'll get off just as well. Now we've got these seeds to put in. I shall look through my box before Wednesday, see if there's anything else to go in, and I shall also go through the propagator and see if there's anything in there that wants potting up as well, and then we can get it all done down here. So that'll be it for now, in this very hot sunshine. And now the temperature in this little greenhouse has got up to 30.2, which is hot. So which is quite nice, but when we go back up to the house we'll both be shivering because it's quite cold outside. I have vented a little bit this morning, but towards the afternoon I have to close the vents so it builds up the heat ready for night in here. Now that'll be it for now. We'll take it up later in the week with you, so take care everyone, keep warm because it's going to be a bit cold I think the next day or two, or wet. Take care, bye now.